Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and I am back with more of my acetate. I don't know what to call these. Acetate embellishments. There's so much more. In a video I shared the other day, I shared this stack, and like I mentioned in that video, I was creating more. I just can't stop making these. I tell you, you guys, I'm on a mission. I don't really know what that mission entails and what all it entails, but these are so fun to make. I used a punch that I picked up from Tuesday morning, and I'll link this punch here. I love this punch with what I have created. So I continued to make more of these. You know, they're perfect for junk journaling. These junk journaling embellishments. I focused on the vintage Valentine postage stamps. And this is a great way to upcycle those stamps and make these acetate embellishments. Now, in this video, we are going to turn these into charms, dangles, tags, right? These are so fun. I'm going to make these all year. I've already started 2 more batches, right? Because I have stamps galore. What a great way to use up those stamps. And I have a whole lot. And I do endeavor to have packages of my stamps in my Etsy shop. People, it's just so many to sift and sort through. I don't want to just grab a collection of them and sell them like that, because I don't want to have a lot of the same repeats. But it's going to take time to sift and sort through those. Now, I started a couple other, these are wet, but let me show you this next batch I'm working on. It's to celebrate Black History. So I have these 2 thus far, and we are going to make one in the video, but these are super fun. I love these. I tell you, sift and sort therapy when it comes to working with these embellishments. Okay, I have another batch. I'll lay these out. There's so many different things to be done with these, but these are perfect because they have durability, and I'm going to link the acetate I used too. But they're flat, so they don't add a lot of bulk, though you can make these bulky. And I'm doing, this one is drying. I added some glaze, so I'm trying out different techniques. But you guys, I love these. Once again, I'm going to make them all year, different seasons, different occasions. Okay, I am going to work a whole lot with what is in this beautiful, look at my strawberry tin. I think it has some age to it. And look at the handle. I don't have anything with handles like this. I love it. And it's perfect for, though it's winter right now, it feels like spring and looks like spring in my neck of the woods. Though we did have several days of really chilly weather, and I loved it. Okay, want to see what's inside? Vintage postage stamps, right? I spent the last week cutting up some vintage envelopes. Now, these are mostly 80s, so all of the stamps in here are pretty much 80s. Okay, so once again, I'm working on listing these. I just don't know how I'm going to list them, and I don't know what people really want. But I'm going to come back with another video deconstructing the vintage envelopes, because let me tell you, well, I'll save that for another video. But I do want to share a special one. Not that these aren't special. This special one, well, okay, because I'm working with the vintage envelopes. And I was going to toss a lot of them out because I have so many, and then I couldn't do it. But do you see what's special about this one? Oh my goodness. Oh, I mean, it's pretty. Okay, I added a bell, and we will do that in this video. We're going to turn some of these into charms and dangles. But you guys, I not only used the vintage postage stamp, but I also used the stamp, the date stamp. Okay, so look. And that's very special to me for a lot of different reasons. And I'm going to talk more about that in a separate video that I hope to bring really, really soon. But anyway, this is a pile of envelopes with the stamps on them that I have yet to deconstruct. Let me just pull out one. Okay, this is a good one because it doesn't have anyone's address on it. Oh, I love this stamp too. This will make a pretty acetate embellishment or junk journaling embellishment. But anyway, you guys, I love the stamp for a whole lot of reasons. So if you guys have any ideas, leave them in a comment below. But let me go ahead and share a journaling page that I am working on. I'm so happy. I've been working in my journal faithfully. Just love it. And when I'm away, I can't wait to get home to work in my journal. I love this journal. I will bring a separate video sharing what I've done thus far, but I want to find, okay, right here. I just added one of this one here, and I have a paper clip holding it. I just added one of these beautiful, touching junk journaling embellishments. And this one has Tacoma, Washington, and it's November 16th, 1988. You guys, I know the value is in the postage stamp, but the value also to me is found in the date. Yes, but I'm going to talk more about that in another video. I just wanted to show you all one way I'm using this, and it's with a paper clip. Okay, so let me keep this open. Let's create, and excuse my dirty napkin, but let's create one really fast. If you caught my video, my Tuesday morning crafts video the other day, I'm pretty much using the same method, except we're going to turn these into tags and charms and add glaze. Alcohol markers, just lay it down, no rhyme or reason. Give it a second to dry. And if you want to, you can punch out, if you want a more vintage look, punch out your vintage papers. I'm going to use this one. You could use music paper. I did use a lot of that, and you could see these two. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use these two in the video. Okay, so to adhere the paper down, I use glaze, and I'll have what I can. I'll link what I can in the description box. Now, you could add glaze to either side. It doesn't matter. So spread your glaze on. I didn't put my cap all the way back on. So just stick in a needle and apply glaze just like that. And I want to, let's see, I'm going to put my paper face down in the glaze. And because it's glaze, it moves. It takes some time to dry. But you have room to center your paper with the acetate. And we're done. Now you do see how it's wet, but you're not going to really see all that once it dries and embellishments are added. Okay, we got to pick out our stamp. So let's go ahead and let's use one of these vintage cars. I like to remove the excess white, so I'm using my mini pinking shears. These are by Teresa Collins. You could leave the white. I don't want the stamp to take up the whole embellishment. Okay, going to use glaze again. You don't need a whole lot of glaze either. And you could move it around like that. Uh-oh. Okay. It still moves. You don't have that much time to wiggle it around. But with this one, we are going to, well, you know what? Let me share a technique that I did not share in my video the other day. I'm going to take a lighter color marker and going to add some color to this because I don't want the white. I'm going to make it look more vintage-y. Going to make it look more vintage. Actually, I do want to color a little darker than that. So let's use 3. Oh, that's better. And look how the alcohol goes down. Nice. Okay, and then I'm going to top it off with more glaze. Now, you don't have to add glaze. I did not glaze any of these, but for some reason I do want to glaze up this one. And you could use the tip to gently spread the glaze. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to damage your stamp. Now, you can go for a smooth application, or let me go back to this one. I actually put my finger in this while it was wet, but I don't have glaze smoothly spread on these. And I like that look because when you move it, some parts have glaze and some parts don't. It's like, not magic, but it's another look. So I'm going to leave this as is and let that dry. And now what we're going to do, you guys, okay, it took me a couple days, right? It's 2 days later after my first video. And I kept thinking, okay, how can I turn these into charms and dangles? The first thought was to use a punch. But I didn't want to use We Are Memory Keepers, their punch, because their holes are too big. I didn't want to have a hole that big. Okay, so I did a video several years ago making instant charms. And I've already shared one. You could just pop on a bell. And bells come in different sizes. And if I could find a link for this particular size, actually, let me grab it. I will. But I wanted something different than a bell as well. I'm not going to share the bells, because you may not want a hook so big, right? Though this is a really good size if you use these embellishments vertical. And then I remembered that you could also, and this is something I came up with several years ago. Okay, let me grab it. And I shared this in a video, probably several videos, because I do love this. Okay, these are little connectors, I think, for ribbon. They tie off ribbon or something in jewelry. And anyway, what I did was I flattened a bunch of these. And I also flattened, you guys, I don't make jewelry, so I don't know what these things are called. And I forget what these are called, but I flattened these. And these can be used, especially this type here. Once you flatten it, and I use my die cutting machine, maybe I'll bring a video, an updated video, flattening these for you all. But once you flatten them, they look like they look like, let me grab one. They look like that. And what you can then do is use your is it called E6000 or whatever? And look, you can, and this is really flat. It doesn't add any additional bulk to your embellishment. And look, now you have a little hole, and you can add any number of your safety pins. You can use a jump ring. You could use wire or thread or twine, whatever. But I wanted something different. I wanted a hole, a simple hole, right? And I kept thinking, what could I use to make a hole? And I actually went online to see if We Are Memory Keepers, if they had, because their punches, the handheld ones, I forget, Crocodile, whatever it's called, they punch through any and everything. I wanted a hole or a punch that has their strength, but I wanted one that makes tiny holes. And I couldn't think of anything. Oh, I even grabbed my my drill. And I'm like, that's too much work. I don't want to use my drill, right? And then this morning, it hit me. And I was like, oh my goodness, let me see if it works. People, and it works. It works. It works. It works. Okay. I can use my hole punch for bottle caps. Ah! It's been a while since I brought any bottle cap embellishment videos. I need to, and I will real soon. Okay, but anyway, yeah, and it works. It works, you guys. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Okay, let's take this one. And I'm going to have this linked below. It is so easy to work with this. And you guys, this is not transparency. This is a lot thicker. This type of acetate is used to make journals, like the covers and the journal covers. It has a nice thickness to it. But what you simply do is, look, just punch. And I have the perfect, you probably can't see the hole, but it makes the perfect size circle hole. Now, if I want to add a jump ring, I can. If I want to use one of these pins, I can. If I want to use, what do we use? Well, ribbon is to the twine or the jute or whatever, right? Just add whatever type of dangle. I mean, you can add jewelry to this, right? Once again, you could still use a jump ring and turn these junk journaling flat embellishments into little dangles, charms for your books, for your pages. I love it. Okay, so you could use a bell, or you could use the hole punch and add whatever type of dangle you like. Okay, you guys, I'm on a ball here, right? I, once again, will bring more videos using the vintage, those vintage envelopes with the stamps on it. I'm going to deconstruct it and use as many elements as possible. You saw already this one. This is so special to me. Oh my goodness. I have a new fascination. Oh, and I also started something. Okay. Yeah. This whole process got my mind rolling, and a regret came in. But what I regretted, I actually started already, because we can turn our regrets into something good, something happy. So I've actually started that. I had thought to do it years and years ago, but I'm starting it now. I have a new fascination. Yeah, and I'm going to share that with you guys hopefully this week. Okay, you guys stay tuned, because I have more of these to make. I have more ways of demonstrating how I will be using these in my creations. They could be used for any and everything. You guys leave your comments below Also stay tuned because I am working on putting together bundles of the vintage postage stamps and possibly the envelopes, the original envelope as well. It all depends on what my mind comes up with, but I'm super excited about these. Okay, you guys, leave ideas of how you recycle your vintage stamps. Leave comments. Feel free to share this video. If you decide to adopt my video, go right ahead. I only ask for proper credits. Do give shout outs and do link back to this video. And check out my links below for the punch, this punch. And I also have a link for this as well if you can't find it at Tuesday morning. But yeah, you guys, I'm super excited about this. Okay, like, subscribe, share, and come back. And I want to thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.